Yeah, this is Point Black, coming in hard and off the car, coming with the flow, straight to the barrel, coming with the heat, straight to the street. This is PBNN Point Black National News, the late and the great edition, and the ghetto edition as well. You know what I'm saying? Coming with the facts of crack backs and the heat on the street, and the flow from the barrio, because this is how we do. You know what I'm saying? This is how we do. In more ways than one, this is the way it should be. Coming with the facts, the crack backs, and the boom bip to their lying ass lips. This is PBNN Point Black National News. The late and the great edition and the ghetto edition as well. You know what I'm saying? Can't see to get my scoopy right. You know what I'm saying? But today we want to run down a few things that's going on. And one of the things we have to start looking at is the type of things that people are glorifying in the black community as well. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things that we're glorifying are not on the up and up when it comes to the glorification of the trueness of the black community in all ways. What we see in it in more ways than one is a glorification of many things that should not be glorified. You know what I'm saying? Not to say of what happened to maybe some of the people or the victims in this matter, but we're talking about stuff like, where every time we turn around, a rapper or somebody who's in the hip hop world or something like that in the black community or coming from the black side, I don't know, maybe signed a contract and sold out, but next thing we heard, he's somewhere and he gets shot and he get killed and he this and he that, and then the whole community talk about, oh yeah, that rapper, he got shot yesterday, you know what I'm saying? They caught him coming down, and then you hear all kind of, yeah, it's good for his ass, and all kinds of stupid shit. Like we supposed to be happy to talk about this or see this at all in its fullness in the eyes of our children and see that murder, it seems to be the only outcome of many of this nonsense. You see, and we sit and we glorify it as if there's some glorification to it. Same thing comes when they talk about a lot of these rappers on Illuminati and signing these contracts and all this bullshit. We supposed to glorify that as well, I guess, in the nonsense that go on. And all across the world as a whole, in the African world as a whole itself. You know what I'm saying? Even now in the many wars that going on in Africa through outside influence or influence from outside or inside and corruptness and greediness across the planet in its fullness. You know what I'm saying? In many ways. You know what I'm saying? As we see even the rise of the cost of living and rent and so on and so on being the factor in many things of the sufferation of other people. You know what I'm saying? And people as a whole in general. You know what I'm saying? We are glorifying too many things that should not be glorified in no shape or form, especially when it comes to murder. You know what I'm saying? Because it seems like the only glorification that comes from the black community sometimes, not all, but in many, you know what I'm saying, is the glorification of a gun and the glorification of murder. And some talk of glorification in the dehumanization of the children's mind against their own. And then we see these so-called civil rights leaders who seem to think that they have somebody so fooled by even hiding behind the truth and using the truth to manipulate, con, and play their game. We must stop glorifying these things. This is why creepy ass Joe Biden was able to use the media and censor the media to the point of them being in corruption with them, because if they did that as a news reporter or any kind of reporting area of propaganda garbage, did it so like we seen in Germany before the war and even during the war from that bump head football big head dude, I forgot his name, Mr. So-called thought he was Mr. So smart in his propaganda camp because he was the head of, I guess, the film industry and shit like that. Now I'm saying we see the same shit going on over here. And then we see all kind of AI and all kind of other garbage and all kind of things so and all kinds of other corruption all across the planet when we know the connection in itself. But like I said, we're glorifying too much of the wrong shit because the wrong shit is being manipulated into thinking that the wrong shit is the truth because of the way it's presented to the people based on the people who's presenting it. You see what I'm saying? In more ways than one. We must start to look at this now because it's highly important that we do so and not allow anyone to manipulate our minds as to what we should be looking at or what we should be studying as a black community as a whole, to the point where we can sit and look at things that are positive for our future, our children, especially agriculture, you know what I'm saying, and different things of science and so on and so on and so on, rather than just simply glorifying killing, murder, and the gun.